Hey everybody, this week I wanted to talk about a wrist cock-up splint and when you would use it. So from last week we were talking about a functional hand position. So this week we're talking about a wrist cock-up where your fingers are free but you still want the wrist supported. So again, the functional hand position is the wrist is in extension 20 to 35 degrees. So the wrist cock-up is going to support the wrist, but the fingers and the thumb are open. So you can use your hand, you can work with it on, so it's for day use. However, it can be for night use as well with your patients, for example, with carpal tunnel syndrome, where they may sleep with their wrists bent or extended, and they wake up with a lot of night pain. So with your carpal tunnel syndrome, you're going to prescribe or make or send them to Walgreens to buy a wrist cock-up splint. So some of the other conditions that you might use a wrist cock-up splint would be just a wrist sprain. Another one that you may not think about is lateral epicondylitis or tennis elbow. So if you think about it, your forearm extensors are most engaged when your wrist is extended and you're grasping. Okay, so think about tennis. You know, you're constantly playing tennis, you've got the grasp on the racket, and your wrist is extended. Okay, so those forearm extensors are fully engaged with grip and wrist extension. So if with any tendonitis, we want to rest the problem areas. So if you put a wrist cock-up splint on them, yes, they're still able to grip, but the wrist is supported and they're not activating those wrist extensors as much as they would without the splint. So back in the old days, we used to put the little forearm strap with a little air pillow that puts pressure on your extensor carpi radialis brevis, your ECRB. But those don't seem to really help very much. So nowadays we are putting them in a wrist cock-up splint to rest your wrist extensors. They can still use their hand, but that at least helps give a little bit of rest to those wrist extensors that are causing or the problem with lateral epicondylitis or tennis elbow. So I hope that helps. Again, like and subscribe and let me know what you would like to know about. Thanks, bye.